Drum
And
roll.
this was
Brrrr. Okay. Hello. How are you? I do feel like the peace sign's coming back for 250 America. I think we're just going to see a lot of peace signs again. Everyone's going to throw up a peace sign.
I saw like a little like get your mind on track trick of like do a peace sign on one hand and one on the other hand and then like switch and switch.
Ooh,
And it's supposed to like make you smarter or something. I don't know.
I love that. Well, listen up, listeners. This little hack Amani gave you is going to make you smarter. So, or just listening to the Mass podcast, it may make you smarter, or it may make you um,
Concerned.
concerned. Um, or you might have at least get some jokes. We always got some jokes. We be some jokesters on here every once in a while.
I am
So
never kidding.
never, never. Well, welcome everybody to the latest episode of The Mess. I'm Brandon.
I'm Amani.
So formal. Um,
My name
just
means peace in Swahili. So if you want to throw around that word to feel kind of smart or like interesting, you can use it.
when everyone's doing their big social media trends with the peace signs, I'm gonna be like, mine are Amani signs.
Actually, you know my sister, and she's been kind of spreading that vibe, at least to me. I don't know how she deals with it with her friends because I'm not friends with her friends, but she'll be like, "How's your Amani today?" And I've been asking my friends, "How's their Amani today?" And I'm like, first of all, that feels like a lot of responsibility, but also that's really cool.
You know, I feel like this is, how in the Daily Show they're always having this is your moment of Zen. This should be
Yeah.
your like sign off. This is your moment of Amani.
Yes, exactly.
At the very end of your talk show, you always sign off with this is your moment of Amani. But man, we need some peace these days. We do. I don't know if what we got in the Iran deal is
Oh,
peace,
what
but
did what did we get?
we didn't get nothing. We got
Well,
nothing.
we got we got a yeah, no, we didn't get anything at all.
We got a we got
And
a we got a receipt. That's what we got. A very expensive receipt that we pay off.
yeah, and I it's one of those things. Like I'm not a billionaire, so I don't know what it is to write off being like, yeah, that 5 billions was whatever, just change in the piggy bank. But also people like died, and also millions of people are suffering on multiple levels. And from what I understand, the deal has changed, but only to be not as good.
Yeah. Um, that I think is the correct play by play of what's going on right now with they're calling it what the Geneva Treaty. Is that what they're calling this
The
one
Geneva
again?
Convention.
No, I was listening to something the other day, and I think because they were in France, they were giving it a nickname. One second, let's look this up.
I do like, however, that the treaty or agreement that was signed at Versailles.
Hmm. Is that what it was? They were calling it the Memorandum of Versailles. Is that what?
Memorandum agreement situation at Versailles. And it's like, when was the last time that Versailles did an agreement that we know about that is famous.
The Memorandum of Understanding at
Uh-huh.
Versailles,
Mm-hmm. Well, if I recall, Versailles, gold and gilded, which Trump
right?
loves, he said, it's so good. It's gold. It's not gilded and gold. It's real gold. And that's where he signed this thing. But if you look back to the history of the thing, that was them giving up.
Yeah, they had to be rolling. Heads be rolling after that. So, I
And
think,
and I don't feel, I mean, not everyone knows that. You'd think that a president of any nation would know that. I mean, you know that, and I know that the Treaty of Versailles was basically a surrender and everyone got beheaded. But apparently, um, we don't have those books on the shelves anymore.
no, we don't. Because Trump wants to live in the world of Trump facts, and it hurts him when he can't live in the Trump fact world. And this entire situation that has been Iran has been one clusterfuck after clusterfuck after clusterfuck, to the point that if anything that is a big takeaway is, which I think many of us knew, and I think you knew, and I knew, Iran is not a third world country. Iran is a intellectual power in its own right. And Iran, instead of taking the loss of the Ayatollah as a, if you will, almost losing their cool and letting it just make them maybe act irrationally, they played their cards very close this entire time. They shut down the Strait of Hormuz. It's like they had a playbook ready for this. They truly were ready for this situation. And that's what an intelligence team does. That's what they create. That's what you advise the president. And I think the problem with our current administration is that we'd like to
No
believe that
one
it's
in it is intelligent?
that, yes. But also, I think, whoa, but also, I think that we really, as much as we'd like to believe that Trump is calling on the shots, I think we're also coming to realize that Trump is an old man that I think really sits with the power and really is just letting all the people that surround him do what they want to do. And I think the more he can just continue shellacking gold onto the White House, and literally like Maggie Haberman and I believe his name's Ross Son. I think they just came out with this book everyone's talking about today. It's called Regime Change, and they were like talking about like for the first 14 months as they were reporting, like he literally himself would go and like glue this shit onto the walls. Like he really is into interior design, as tacky as it is. Like he really is into building the ballroom. Like he really is into the the reflecting pool and everything that he's doing. Like
That
that's
is one
actually,
of the things on my list.
and we'll get into it. And we'll get into it. I just, but it's like you looking going back to Iran.
It's so sad.
Yeah,
Like, it's so pick me, which, pick me is a different thing, but this is in a different context. But gosh, it is so sad to see how someone, and we've seen this before, not in the position of president of the United States, but how men can react when they've never felt actual love.
yeah,
They've never felt it. So it's like, so it just compounds on itself into chaos of like, can I get it from here? Can I do this? Can I shoot this over here and I'll get some love? No, you're not. Because you don't love yourself, bruh. Sorry to be all hippie about it.
No, I mean, I think that's why there feels a summer of love hippie resurgence coming back around, because I think it is the counter to this definitely machine of a society that Trump is trying to build everything into, which is just devour, devour, devour. And I don't think the American people nor the American society can withstand that. And I think that's why we are really seeing his regime start to crumble, because the institutions of this country are so much more part of the whole reason why this system keeps working. What, for better or worse, the machine that is America is built by these branches and by this institution. And Trump, I think at the end of the day, is just bored. Like, you can see that he's checking out. He doesn't care. He had his UFC match. Everyone makes fun of him. Like, he's just going to go down, no matter how much he tries to force the legacy, as really a sad, sad television producer president. Like, that's really what it is. I mean, I think the whole thing is that everything that's been going on in Iran has been run by JD Vance. I think JD Vance really is
I
the
don't
one.
think JD Vance has even been running it that. I think he's just been running cover. I don't think he's been in there with ideas. He's just there as the shield so that the president has doesn't have to look like an idiot. I mean, the president said that himself, and he's like, "Well, if it goes well, then I'll get all the credit. It's a great idea. And if it doesn't go well, I'll blame it on JD. Watch out, JD." Like,
No, I agree, but I think that's the thing. Like, I think it is on JD in the sense, I don't think he's the one actually making the deal, but he is the face of it. Like, he really has been the face, because I don't think Trump could ever have stepped into that room. They had to protect Trump. Like, if Trump stepped into a room with Iran, we would have a hostile situation. Like, I genuinely think, like, the fact is that Trump attacked them, did all this crazy shit, and in many ways, America has had to step in for a royally messed up decision that Trump made. That then
oh, what? That's never happened.
right, but it's what's like, and it's the whole reason why it's like we've just given everything up, and everyone. It's like, once again, if anything, it's Obama's just reminding us how good we had it. Really reminding us that, like, the deal that they had, it wasn't perfect, but it was a heck of a lot better than this. And it was an actual deal that Barack Obama did usher in.
He
He
did his
did,
best, I'm sure.
right?
And to be perfectly honest, I am not going to act like Barack Obama didn't ever make any mistakes. There's no way to not make mistakes in this powerful position. There's no way to not make some misjudgments or mistakes, especially when the stakes are high.
Right.
But most of the time, it's not just because someone else's name is on it. That's not a rational way of deciding that it's no good, let's throw it in the garbage and then just deal with it later. That doesn't make rational sense, but okay, fine. But no one has actually explained in a real sense what was actually accomplished. Because Trump goes out and is like, well, they're opening the strait. And then everyone is like, no. And even so, with tariffs. So it's like, things were going okay before you started hanging out with Israel and bombing their shit. Like, that's weird. And then you come back to this whole America First ideology, and it's like, okay, which Americans are benefiting from $5 billion at the gas tank? Which ones? The ones that voted for you, the ones that didn't vote for you, the ones that
Yeah.
actually live in the country that you live, like, Who are the people who are like, I'm so glad this happened. My life is better now. I have not
None.
seen those people there.
No, and I think many people on the right are even the MAGA right that still kisses his butt. A lot of them can't explain this. They just are admitting like it's a mess up. Like they even have
Yeah.
admitted, like they have started to just be like, well, change the subject and let's try to pull out something else from the MAGA Rolodex to try to incite confusion with other people. But when they get asked about this, there's no way out. Like the only way out, and it's the truth, and it's very easy to see this from a mile away. We paid off. That's what we did. America said, oh shit, this really is between Israel and Iran. And I do think that what is about to happen, sadly, is it is destabilized. It's been destabilized since 2023 when um, the attacks happened in Israel. And I think this was a moment that I think Trump and America, for better or worse, got caught up in the fact that Israel was going to bomb them and needed America's support in this. But they didn't do anything more than just cut off a head that regrew, and it regrew more pissed off. And I think Israel is not over the fact that they are willing to go to war with this country. And America has spent what, this started in March. So America has spent about 3 months realizing the only way out is that we're going to have to pay a really big fee, that we can't fix this thing. And so that's what they did. They just paid a big fee and are like, hey, Iran, we're so sorry, but you know what? Israel's your issue. We're going to put all the blame on Israel, and we're just going to, as long as you keep the strait open, we're going to step out. And I kid you not, I think within the next 6 months, we will see a big war blowing between the two countries, Israel and Iran, because they are in what I think is a bigger story that is a global narrative that really at the end of the day has nothing to do with America, but it is this old world shit
Well,
between
it has
Muslims.
entirely too much to do with America, is the problem. Like the investments, the colleagues, the boats, the planes, like everything that's happening over there. America, give me a second. I have to go take a breath. America advertises itself as something that can make a lot of stuff really quickly. That's why we're new and different and we're cool and stuff. A lot of shit happened really quickly during colonialism and whatever, whatnot, even though it was really like the citizens of those own countries and principalities that were fighting against their. But anywho, it's fine. But we don't really have a leg to stand on at this point to say, like, oh, we're not like you. We don't have kings and queens. And they're like, okay, we have kings and queens, but we also have prime ministers. That's who you deal with. And the president of the United States is supposed to be like on that par. But if you have one that's like, I'm kind of the king though, it kind of deflates the whole premise and the whole point of the whole American experiment, where everyone's created equal and everyone has freedom of religion and freedom of the press and freedom of expression. Like we've made a mess. It was a quick mess if you
Yeah,
compare it to other countries. Like I heard a vlogger the other day that was saying like a, a right wing vlogger that was like, how is it possible that in the 12 years that Democrats were basically in office, and then somehow in 4 years of Trump, everything goes to shit. Obviously, it's because of the Democrats. And then, like, the coexisting thing was a house of cards. It's like Democrats spent these 16 years building the house of cards, and then someone shows up, and that's how that happened.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not denying that what the Trump administration and everything they've done has not been a complete dumpster fire, light it all on fire, let's destroy it. But I also think the compounding factor is that what's going on with Iran and Israel is something that's deeply rooted in their culture and a war that has been going on for centuries. And
Yeah,
I think what we're facing right now, and I think what I'm observing is that America took a way out and they paid a really big price tag right now to just get out of the fact that Iran and Israel are going to go to war. I think that they are going to continue this whole thing. Like, that's the reason why this deal people are worried is because Iran was pissed off. Then they're like, well, then why is Israel firing on Hezbollah in Lebanon? And that's like, that's because Israel is not giving up. Like, there's two narratives. America's narrative is like, we're stepping out, and Israel's like, well, we're going to keep going. Like, we're not done by any
right.
means.
That's been
And
the narrative the whole time. Like, America has been like, back it off, ceasefire. And whomever, Hezbollah, whoever, is like, but no, you're not in charge of me, bitch. I didn't sign that. Boo. And it, like, why are we even, we know why. We
no,
know why we're involved because we want their shit. It's not about humans or humans being treated fairly or about democracy. It's never been about that.
it's about resources. It's about taking over the fact
Exactly.
that they
It's
sit.
always
Yeah.
been about resources. That's how this whole country was founded. The one that we're in
And
was
Iran sits
resources.
and Iran sits on a lot of minerals that America would love to own. And I think we are dealing with that's where I agree with like we have a president that is very greedy, that is just like, oh, you could do the balancing act. That's too long. Screw it. I'm just gonna smash it and tell you I eat hamburgers and I'm orange and you must give me everything I want. It's like, wow, like we really have the fat kid that's just obnoxious as fuck, mean, and just steps in and it's just like has no sense of like decorum. So it's like, God, how are we going to survive 2 more years? How are we going to survive 2 more years with this man that is just not willing to like really? I think if he would have for the last 2 years just stepped back and played golf and like literally only cared about like gold in the White House, I think everybody would just they keep giving him passes and he would get a pass. But like the irony is that he doesn't shut his mouth and all the things keep rolling down the
Which is
hill.
like so much of the thing. Like, just go. Like, there are people who wish harmful things on that person, but I
Yes.
don't. I just
Yeah.
wish him to go away. There are many places he can go. Just go there. Give him a fake camera. Give him a fake reporter. Make it seem like he's reaching the American people. Like, whatever. Just put him over there. And then let, like, reasonable adults run the country. I don't know. It's a kind of a strange idea, but regardless. Um, yeah, it's frustrating because it becomes so stupid that it's like, wait, am I stupid? Like, what am I missing that this is continuing to be a thing? But I always feel pretty great when other MAGAs, like Marjorie, being like, I ain't doing this party no more. This is not the party that I signed up for. And
It's so funny her and Tucker keep getting sandwiched together as like
yeah,
the
I
explaining,
know.
but but they really are going down two different paths because like
Totally
Marjorie,
different. They're just trying
Marjorie,
to they're trying to absolve themselves of any sort of like responsibility for the situation, which I understand because this is a dumpster fire and they're trying to act like they didn't add fuel to it. They did. We all know
but
they did.
no, they did. But when I hear Marjorie, it's like she's a mother scorned, and you can hear the mother energy inside of her. That's like, yeah, I know I'm crazy. I know I'm Republican, but I'm also recognizing how effed up this is. And when she's like combating him, she really, it sounds like the mom at the PTA that's mad at the principal. Like she straight up like has receipts and is actually, I think, genuinely pissed off. Tucker, he's just doing it for the show. He knew he was like, oh, Marjorie, let me get my new bow tie on. Let me just go in there and let me sound like Tucker and do Tucker and be Tucker. And everyone's just gonna fucking not care for your nasally shit. Like I listened to his little thing the other day, or that he did like yesterday, I guess. And I was just like, I checked out. I was like, I don't care because this is just bullshit, dude. Like this is you're
Yeah.
pivoting.
But
You're
the thing is, here's the thing, is they're not doing that for us. I mean,
no.
we're already on the right side of history, one would hope. They're trying to get their followers to join them to make them seem that they can also be right, which is right as, and I mean correct, but you can be right and also correct if you follow these people who are like, this
Yeah,
is actually the poison. We've we have the antidote, like
they're doing what they're gonna do, and they're speaking to their people, and I get that. Like that is why at the end of the day it's a mess, but it's also like they are doing their thing. Like they are speaking to their base, and their base is people that watch them. I just think Marjorie, she's been going on more. She was on The View. She's been on like CNN. She's been on a lot more channels that at least show that she is really trying to talk across different spectrums. Like I feel like Tucker Carlson is very specific now. Like you people that listen to Tucker, I think are it's good what he's doing because I think he's gonna help pull out some dudes that are really in the deep with him. But like Tucker's base is not a base that I want to ever look under the hood. It's like I feel like Tucker Carlson a decade ago was a very different man, and so much of what he has become at this point is the reason why it's like, oh, I'm happy you're having your aha moment. I just don't care. Like you really have
I
like
don't
done,
care. Like,
yeah,
this has nothing to do with me. I just think it's interesting that it's happening. Like, I don't think it's worth my energy or your energy to be like, but are you being sincere? Are you telling the truth? Like, we already know that we know these people are have layers and layers and layers of prejudice and lies and hate all over them. But if they're trying to wash that off and they're encouraging their followers to wash that off, then go for it. But I'm not going to go and be like, they're the best. Like, no, you caused a lot of damage to a lot of people
yeah. But it's also
unrelentingly until it turned back on you. So,
but it's also like that's the thing that this is America, and this is what like this is the thing that makes America why it's so frustrating, and yet it's also at the core of who we are. Like we have to move past it at some point, and I think that's the whole point, right? Like that's the reason why it's like in the grandest scheme after the Trump years are done, and hopefully the right evolves into something else. Eventually, the whole point is going to be these people that are just going to go in, wash and cleanse themselves, and we're just going to have to be like, okay, and we move on because
oh,
that's.
should we cleanse ourselves in the reflecting pool?
And she disappeared into the reflecting pool.
The water was great in there.
Did you get some algae? Did you get algae in your hair?
Oh, yeah. I made a purse out of it.
Oh, that is an algae purse. I love it. Very beautiful. Very green. Very green. um, I've got a piece of
Um,
algae right here. See, I went and I pulled out a piece from the so sorry, it's blending in. Oh, because it's green. So green screen. There you go.
well,
Well,
yeah, and I feel okay. So, in my time of existing, I have spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C. Okay. I grew up there in Northern Virginia, but both my parents worked in Washington, D.C. I I've seen it like whatever. I interned there when I was in college. I went there again when my mom was in a show there and went around the little National Mall tour. I do not remember at any time feeling any sort of way about the algae in the reflecting pool. And even if I had, even if I were like, oh, gross, which I never did, I would not expect this to be the result of that sort of comment. So the fact that this has just been a catastrophe that has been made into such a big deal. Like who was the one who wrote the letter and was like, "Dear Mr. President, this reflecting pool is an abomination and an embarrassment to our nation." Did someone write that to him? Did someone say that?
no, he's really into building and into design, and I think he's a board
But if you're gonna do that, why can't you be like good at it?
because he's tacky. It doesn't mean he's good at it. Just he has the money and the ability to like do these things. And here's what I'm trying to say, and this is what I was saying earlier. I think they just let him do it so that they could let him be focused on that shit. Well, then Marco Rubio and JD Vance and all the fucking cronies that they have are running the country, and he's just over there fucking being like, let me see if we can paint this blue, and let's do this, and let's change this, and I mean, I think get ready, Lincoln Memorial. I'm worried that he's going to go over there and try to put gold and turn it into something more. Like, I mean, I
He'll
genuinely think,
probably replace Lincoln's head with his head. That's what I'm thinking is what
I
he's
mean,
gonna
he's trying to build the Arc to Trump bullshit. I mean, like, he really is. And I think in many ways, as much as he is doing it because I think it entertains him, he also loves to be a fucking middle finger to people. And so he's also just doing it because he wants people to be pissed off. Like, I think he gets a rise out of making people feel insecure about things. It just gives him the energy that I think he's lived off of his entire life. Like, that's who he is. And yeah,
Yeah, he's grandfather troll. Like
yeah,
he is the king of the trolls.